In 1990, Kawasaki's engineering breakthroughs led to another new design. The ZX-11 pushed motorcycle engine development even further. And it did it by using an old American hot rodder trick. Force more air into an engine, and you get more horsepower.
In 1990, this year is very important because Kawasaki introduced this ZX-11, which is the first Ninja with ram-aired engines. It's the first ram-aired motorcycle in the world.
Ram air is a remarkably simple concept. The faster the motorcycle goes, the more air that's rammed into the engine. A simple concept turned into a masterpiece of motorcycle engineering.
The faster the motorcycle goes, the more powerful the engine will become.
How do you create the fastest street-legal motorcycle ever built? Kawasaki engineers decided the answer is size. They created a monster-sized Ninja called the ZX-14. The ZX-14 has a 1.4-liter engine. That's a huge engine for a motorcycle and as big as engines used in many cars. In fact, the ZX-14 is faster than virtually any car on the road.
The 1400, the concept of the motorcycle is the king of open road. At first, we developed the engine for very fast acceleration in the road.
ZX-14, basically ultimate GT bike, you know.
Once again, going from concept to reality would be a major engineering challenge. For one thing, the ZX-14 design team had to develop an entirely new and much stronger frame because the bike's new engine cranks out nearly 200 horsepower.
The chassis is really the main part of the motorcycle. After you test the engine, you have to test the chassis to make sure it's strong enough to handle all the power.
This is where Kawasaki builds the ZX-14 and all its other motorcycles. The Kawasaki Motorcycle Factory at the company's enormous Akashi Works, a giant industrial complex just west of Kobe, Japan.
This is our final assembly lines parts receiving dock.
Why is a receiving dock an important part of the process? Efficiency. Kawasaki doesn't have to repeatedly move parts in and out of the warehouse because they use what's called a just-in-time inventory system. Parts for each bike are delivered to the final assembly lines just a few hours before they're needed.
After we receive the parts, our people deliver the parts to the assembly line directly. But some medium-sized or big-sized parts, we keep a couple of hours in this area. And delivering people deliver the medium parts and big parts to the line every 2 hours.
Smaller parts are placed into computer-coded containers that will arrive at precisely the right place in the factory at precisely the right time.
So our people just pull the cart to the line. So not necessary to handling 2 times, 3 times, 4 times.
Kawasaki, the classic Japanese manufacturing philosophy of efficiency, is taking a giant step further. While people are building machines, other machines are watching the people. Kawasaki has what it calls a human error-proof system. A system that begins with a collection of card-activated drawers and lights to make sure the right parts are being used for each bike.
This is a human error-proof system. This is a sample. Each hanger has this kind of electrical data carrier. So, for example, I'm some areas operator. Motorcycle pass through Model A. So Model A parts come. So I pick up the parts and assemble. Next model, the Model C. It comes through. Parts C1 come, so I pick up and assemble. But if I miss to pick up and next model B come, it's alarm. Assembly line, stop. Supervisor know something wrong happened on the line. So this kind of system, we applied many stations, very important place.
There are multiple different human error-proof systems throughout the factory, starting with each bare chassis as it begins its trip down the assembly line.
After chassis start, he pick up the wire harness from the right position. How can he know the right position? The light is turned on, so he may not miss to pick up. We have many specifications of the harness, so this is very important to pick up the parts, the right part to the right chassis.
Preventing mistakes in the factory is such an important concept that every new Kawasaki employee, regardless of what job they're hired to do anywhere in the company, is required to spend their first 3 months working in the factory. They're called freshmen.
3 months freshmen hired by an engineer or staff come on the line. For example, that the engineer experience of the line is good for future business.
It's good for business because the fundamental lesson all freshmen learn is that Kawasaki is obsessed with avoiding mistakes in the factory. There are 2 different assembly lines for each motorcycle being built. The first one is the sub-assembly line, where individual components from outside vendors are put together.
This exhaust system comes outside from vendor. We set necessary parts, for example, gasket, and assemble here. The next station is it's swinging arm sub-assemble and assemble to the line. This is a chain assemble to the swinging arm. This is the final station of the sub-assembly line. We receive the front forks from the outside vendor by the order of our assembly line order. So after assemble the front fork to the unit, we assemble the front fender and front foils.
Overhead conveyor belts